Okay, hello everyone. I'm here with Aly Williams, who is an English teacher as well as most of you. He's got an amazing YouTube channel called Papa Teach Me, which has over 100,000 subscribers. Okay. Hi Ali.
Hey,
How you
hello.
doing?
Very good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. All right. So, can you tell us a little bit about your experience as a teacher, and how you started teaching, and if you're currently teaching?
Right. So I started in 2007. Someone told me it was a great way to travel if you do a teaching course. They said if you do a teaching course, you can travel and teach English, earn money while you travel. Since then, I've been hooked. Then I started in teaching in Japan, and then I taught in a few other countries like Korea, Colombia. I did a teacher training course in Jordan. Um, Giving seminars there, and now in Russia.
Cool. How long have
And
you been in Russia?
almost a year now.
I'm a year.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
But in each place, it's been a completely different experience. Some group classes, some normal classes, and some one-to-ones.
One to ones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, you have an impressive YouTube channel where you
Thank you.
give where you give mini lessons on different topics, right? And how did you come up with this idea of having a YouTube channel? And
So
why?
original.
And sorry, why the name Papa Teach Me?
Okay, so originally the idea of making the videos was just to bolster my CV. Thought that would make me stand out among other CVs when applying for an English job. But then it just became really, really fun, and YouTube started to allow creators to earn money through ad revenue. So we thought, okay, let's make that one work. Um, so now that's the goal. So as for the name, it was just it was a stupid joke that I had with Tom, my friend, the other guy who does the videos with me,
Uh,
and that was like an interim name until we found a better one. And 5 years later, it just hasn't changed.
right. Okay.
Yeah, it's still waiting to be changed. It's a
No, don't
ridiculous
change.
name. Do you have any suggestions as a name
No,
that we could
no, I
change it
would I
to?
would keep it. Yeah.
It's too long and too weird.
It's your signature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone calls me Papa, and I'm like, what the hell?
No wonder, yeah. Yeah, so I think your lessons there are really funny and useful. Um,
Thank you.
and do you write a script for the whole lesson, or do you leave room for improvisation as well?
I just I have notes. I have bullet points. You're a teacher, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
when you're in a lesson, you just have bullet points. Like I need to teach this, this, and this. Um, I know these are common questions. I know these are common mistakes. So I've got to hit all of these points, and I sort of improvise how I get to those points.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's pretty much as uh, that's pretty much all the script that gets written, unless it's a more complicated video.
Such
It
as.
involves.
Mm.
Okay, so we made a Cockney slang video, which was me talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so involved a split screen that I had to very carefully script, so I knew which camera angles to use on which line. But that's the only time I'd use a script. The
I
rest of the
see.
time, it's making up as I go along,
I see. And how did
like a
you?
normal class, really.
Right. And do you use like a grammar book, or do you get suggestions from your viewers? How did you choose the topics?
We don't use a grammar book or any logical order to our videos, as you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, Everything's just completely random, and but we do get a lot of suggestions from students in the comments. We do
Mm-hmm.
get like, oh, can you please do a lesson on this or this? And sometimes it's a lesson we haven't even thought about, which is quite useful for material. But there's no logical order to it. There's
I
no
see.
okay, we're going to do beginner lessons, intermediate, advanced.
Mm-hmm.
It's all like, if I have an idea for, oh, this would be funny, and there's some interesting grammar in that, I'll center the lesson around the funny idea,
Mm-hmm.
rather and see the English in a funny idea, rather than think, okay, I need a lesson on this. How do I do it
I see.
in a funny way? Which gives me writer's block, and I can't do it.
I see. Okay, good. And okay, so I guess your your most popular video is the one on about Cockney, the Cockney accent. Are
The Jason
you?
Statham,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes, and it's got more than 1 million views, which is
Wowza.
impressive. Did you ever imagine that you would reach this number? And why do you think it was so popular?
Um, Anyone who's put stuff on YouTube knows that you never know what's going to be popular or not, unless it's a cat or dog video and then it's funny.
Yeah.
Um, but no, that we've made videos which we've put so much time and effort into, and it just got completely ignored. That one, on the other hand, I made with 30 minutes maximum preparation time, improvised on the spot. Again, I had bullet points, but for the most part, I didn't really know what I was doing step by step.
Uh-huh.
So for that to be the most popular one we've done is incredible. But having said that, we did start to make a British accent series where we break down each
I've seen
part
it.
of
Yeah.
the phonetics of it in each part of what makes the British accent, and just little things that British people do when we speak.
Yeah.
And those were incredibly popular. So I had an idea like, oh, okay, it might get shared around a little bit. But even just today, someone sent me a message saying, oh, I'm in a university in France. Not my suggestion, but we're watching your Cockney video as part of a phonetics lesson.
Wow.
So that was really, really cool. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Was it a professor or a student?
It was a student, and the professor had suggested it, which is awesome.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Wow. And how did that? How did you create that video in particular, the Cockney accent? Yeah, you told me before that you went to the YouTube studios in London, right?
Right, yeah. So there are YouTube studios in London, and if you have a certain number of subscribers, you can go there and use. It's very, very cool for if you create videos. They give you space, studio space, and free camera use, and help, all for free.
That's cool.
So long as you upload to the YouTube platform.
Sure.
So that's where we usually shoot videos. And I went there. I thought, okay, and I'm going to shoot something today. I don't know what, but I'll shoot something. And I've got half an hour to plan. So I looked through the notes on my phone. Like, okay, I got this one, yeah. I thought, okay, well, I could do the Cockney video, I suppose. And I was like, I've got my suit with me. People tell me I look like Jason Statham. Let's make this work. And then I was thinking, but there needs to be a funny angle to that. I can't just be like, yeah, I'm Jason Statham, here's the Cockney accent.
Sure.
So I thought, okay, maybe it's like I'm his less successful ugly brother. And then I thought, no. We've got zero budget. Let's just say we couldn't afford the real Jason Statham, so we got a really rubbish actor who kind of looks like him, and that's the funny angle. So that's what we went with. And it seemed to work. So
yeah, I loved it. Yeah, and what was your most embarrassing moment that you've had while maybe just shooting or in a lesson? Can you recall?
Shooting videos, they're never embarrassing because pretty much all the time it's just me and a camera.
I see.
But I mean, in a classroom. And you're a teacher.
Yeah.
You've taught in classrooms.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
If you tell me you haven't done this, I won't believe you. And every teacher's done this. It's what I call the sneeze fart. When you're walking around the classroom and you sneeze and a fart comes out as well. Every teacher's done it. Liar, I don't believe you.
Maybe.
But it's good because you can just blame it on the student next to you. Oh, this guy. Disgusting.
Was it loud?
It wasn't quiet.
Oh dear. That's horrible. I'm
It
sorry.
is. It is, and it's
That's
embarrassing.
really embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing, but luckily there's someone next to me, so I can blame them. It's fine.
Sure. Teachers can do anything.
Exactly.
I love that. And okay, and what kind of videos do you really like shooting? I mean, what's your preference? Is it pronunciation? Do you like teaching pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary?
Vocabulary is fun. Pronunciations, that's also fun. But I find that we tend to have more fun with the grammar because that's what we're trying to make fun.
I see.
That's where the challenge is. Because grammar traditionally is dry, it's boring, and so we try and make something difficult and boring into something fun and exciting and something you can grasp the idea of in a short time. So that's always fun to make because it's the whole process of, okay, we've got a kind of idea for it, and how do we make it more fun, and how do we make it more engaging, and so it's the challenge of making a grammar lesson. I think that's the most fun.
That's great. And do you have a favorite video so far? I know it's difficult. A favorite video.
We made a third conditional lesson, which was it was a Back to the Future parody.
I haven't watched this one. I have to watch it.
Exactly. No one has. No one's watched it. But this is one of the things. This is one of the videos we made, which I was super happy with because it's a Back to the Future parody, and I love Back to the Future, my favorite film. But no one's seen it. So for me, it's my favorite just because I love anything Back to the Future. I have to say that one. Yeah.
All right.
That was definitely my favorite.
And do you have a least favorite video that you don't like it so much, or you're kind of embarrassed by it?
Yeah, the first few videos that we did, because they're so badly made, and the ideas are just so like immature and not developed, and I hope that we've learned from that and are improving. But definitely those videos I'm not proud of.
Yeah. So do you watch them? Do you watch your old videos? Sorry?
You agree? Yeah.
No, I don't remember watching a really old video that you made. I'll go back to them. Do you?
Don't.
Do you like watching them? No.
No. Yes to. Well, we're trying to redo those subjects along the same lines, but just more developed, a bit done a bit more completely.
Yeah.
But so we'll do that for research. But I don't like watching it for entertainment value.
All right.
Because there's no now. Yeah.
How have they evolved then? The first ones 5 years ago, right?
Yeah. Well, I think with every video that we've done, we've learned what makes them good and really terrible. Like, simple things from, okay, now we use a better camera and we have a better microphone. And that really helps. I see a lot of teachers who teach online who don't invest in just a decent microphone. Makes a hell of a difference. Because you need to be heard. And anyone knows that if you film something in a classroom, you get that really big echo, and it's horrible to listen to. So there's technical things like that, but on the teaching side, there's we've learned, this is a more effective way, and we don't have to make this big production of teaching this little thing. We could just go there the most effective way. um, and still keeping it a bit fun. So I think we've kind of developed in our technique,
Okay.
in our sort of academic technique, I think.
I see. Cool. And how do you get comments? I imagine you get lots of comments from other teachers as well.
Yeah, quite often.
How do they
Quite a
respond
lot.
to the videos?
We're really happy because a lot of them seem positive. A lot of the comments are from, especially from new teachers. We really, really love that. Teachers that are on their TEFL course and they're like, "Oh my God, I've got to do a lesson on this tomorrow, and this is a fun way of looking at it." And so that's always lovely to hear. Um, and that's what we hope we're giving people, is a new way of looking at old material.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we've all done this lesson before, and the way the book might suggest doing it, but that's not the only way. And if you can think of something fun to do with it, that's a million times better. And that's the sort of comment we get from students saying, "Oh, this is a new way of doing it, and I'm very happy to have found a new way of looking at this material." That's the most typical type of comment, which is nice.
That's great. And you also told me the other day that you also get comments from actors, right? Especially on
Yeah,
your pronunciation videos.
yeah, hell of a lot. So obviously our prime target, our audience is ESL students. But since we started doing pronunciation videos, American actors who notoriously are bad at the British accent, um, they they really, really love to watch them and practice in the same way that an ESL student would.
Yeah.
Because they're perhaps auditioning for a role in a play or a movie or something like that, and they really need to brush up on just those little subtleties of the British accent, British pronunciation. Because I think from that we sort of made a few videos that specifically American actors make mistakes on when doing British accents.
What kind of mistakes? Can you give an example?
But yeah, when people say, "Oh, can you do a British accent?" they'll either go extremely posh, like Uber Queen, or extremely Cockney, which is like Uber the guy in Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
And both sound equally ridiculous. So it was more just bringing it
Tuning
down
in,
to a
yeah.
normal level. Yeah, and just bringing it down to a normal level, that what we actually sound like, rather than an exaggeration.
Do you also get do they also look for like lessons with you? Do you get
A lot, yeah,
yeah
yeah,
requests
yeah.
for lessons?
Yeah, and sometimes we'll arrange a meetup. There's an app called Meetup. Yeah, a lot of teachers use that. I recommend that for any teachers. Sometimes we'll arrange a meetup, because we're usually in different countries, so we'll arrange that to meet with students, and that's the prime way of
That's great.
doing our
Yeah.
private lessons at the moment.
And in these meetups, do you like teach them? Do you give private lessons, or it's
Yeah,
just for fun, or just to have a beer or something?
it could be both. I mean,
Okay.
there could be beer involved. Usually,
Why
is
not?
better, but usually we'll set the subject. We'll say like, okay, so this one will improve pronunciation, or this
All
one will
right.
improve grammar, so the student knows that's what we're practicing today, so no one's disappointed. If
I
someone
see.
wanted more grammar, they
I
know it's
see.
not that, it's pronunciation, or the other way.
All right, great. And so, could you give some tips to teachers, especially if they want to, those who want to make their lessons more effective, more fun? And do you think humor is important in the classroom?
Very, very important. I think the first thing I'd say is to first remember that you're a teacher, and as cliche as this sounds, you have the best job on earth if you're a teacher. Why? Because your day is as fun or as boring as you make it. Like if you have a
I
boring
agree.
day and you're a
Yeah.
teacher, it's 1000% it's your fault. If if you have a boring topic, that's your job to make it interesting and digestible for the students. But also, I mean, that makes your day more interesting. And the
Certainly.
second thing was the best piece of advice I ever got was what I thought was kind of a throwaway question or kind of a bullshit. Can I swear on this? Is it
Yes, no
okay?
problem.
I, I thought it was like kind of a bullshit question when I started my TEFL course. Before I started, they said, okay, I want you to think about who your favorite teacher was, your favorite subject in school was, and why. And perhaps unsurprisingly, mine was my English teacher. Um, and with his lessons, all of us, we wanted to go to his class. We were looking forward to his class. We're like, oh, we've got Mr. Isaac there. He's amazing. He's so cool. He's so fun. And we always have fun. And if we learned new vocabulary that day, he'd make a game of it. Like, who can make the funniest sentence using these new words we learned today? So that really got me thinking. It's like, yeah, if you're going to be a teacher, if you are a teacher, think about the teachers you had in school. Why did you like that teacher?
What qualities did they have, right?
Exactly. And you've got to
Mm-hmm.
create that environment that your students are more receptive. If the student comes in and they're like, I'm happy to be here, then even if they have a test that day, they'll be like, okay, fine. I mean, the 90% of the rest of the time, we're doing fun things. So this test, let's do it. So I think that's really important. And like you said, humor, yes, absolutely a big part of it. If you don't have fun with your lessons, you don't have fun with your students, they won't like it, you won't like it,
Yeah.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
not a good day for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's very important.
Yeah. Great. Okay. All right, Ali. Thank you so much for this chat. I'll call it a
Oh,
chat, not
thanks
an
for
interview.
talking to me.
And yeah, thank you. And I'll leave the links for your channel, for the Cockney accent video as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so you get more views.
Yay! Always.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for talking to
Bye.
me. See you later.